Hi everybody, this is Tracy from Tracy's Art and Craft. How are you all? I'm doing just a little quick short haul video. I've been out shopping and thought I'd show you some things that I got, as well as I had a whole bunch of stamps delivered. So I thought I would show you what I got and just share with you yeah, the little bits that I've found here, there and everywhere. So I'm going to start off with the stamps. These all come from, I believe it was Wish. All over the place. I was just scrolling through and I'd bought some a few months ago, and it does take a couple of months for them to come through in the post because they come from China and it takes a long time here in the UK. But these ones I absolutely love, sort of the sewing theme, and I've been wanting to do a sewing journal for a while, so that's why I chose those. Honestly, don't know why I chose half of these, I just did. I just saw them. I love anything with script and stuff, and the postage stamps, things like that, so that's why I chose those. I'm not so keen on the faces, I don't really use those, but I thought I could give them a go, see how they go. And then we've got this one, which is very much exactly my style, with all of the sort of tickets and things like that. I absolutely love those, and I use that type of stamp probably the most out of all of them. The second type of stamp I use the most are these sort of background stamps, whether they have script on or whether it's like this corner one, because I don't always use them exactly and try to print perfectly. I like to print a little bit abstracty, if that makes sense. So I'll take the stamp and I'll sort of curl it up and only print part of it, so I get little bits of the stamp all over the place. But I was thinking I might do some printables where I have used my own papers and then I've stamped things like these clocks on, and then do a printable of clocks, so you can have different coloured and different style clocks to cut out, you know, things like that. So I think that's why I chose that one, really. I got this one because my script stamp is on its way out. It's kind of going a bit funny, sort of hard, and it's not printing as well. And they can do that after a while, but to be fair, that was like 3 years old, so that'll be why that one was is going. You know, it's pretty old, so I've looked after it well for what it is. So I got myself a new one, and it just came with this music script, which I think is sweet as well. I'll definitely use that in places, so it was just a bonus that it had that. This one, I was in love with this piece, this single piece here. I thought would look lovely on a side of a page or an envelope or something. So yeah, I put the whole thing just for that. I know it's bad, but the problem with me is stencils and stamps, I could just buy them all. I love them all. This one is one big stamp. The whole thing is just one stamp. But the good thing about that is I will take this, I'll push it into ink, and I'll push it randomly onto paper, and I'll get random parts of this. So that's actually a good one for me, because that's exactly how I use my stamps anyway. So it's just one of those that will never come off its acetate. It will always be on there, and I'll just use it this way rather than putting it onto a board and using the whole thing and trying to print perfectly. Because we all know I don't do anything in a perfect nature. I'm absolute mayhem. So I'll just leave them there, and I'll bring in some of the bits I bought from the Range today. So the Range is a store in the UK, and I go in there quite often. I absolutely love it. I love rummaging around. The first thing I found were these little spools of thread. They are, the light blue's a little bit stained, the packaging was all ripping, so they were selling these for only 50p each. The reason I picked them up is, if I open one up I'll show you, they're on little wooden spools, and these are not the easiest thing to find, these spools. So they're sort of a wax coated, I guess, thread. They're sort of a coated thread, which is perfect for me binding my journal, so that's what the thread will be used for. But once I've finished with these, I am going to use these little wooden spools for my dangles and things, because I thought they'd look so cute. I could paint on them, I could age them, or I could just leave them, and they'd just look really cute, little spool, you know, empty spools on the dangles, yeah. So that was just my idea. So that's why I bought them, and they're only 50p each packet. So, you know, that was really cheap, really. So I got those. And the next thing I bought were these flowers. The great thing about these flowers is, if I just show you real quick, I like to pull them apart. Now these were also really cheap. I can't think how much they were. I think they were something like £1 or something. But for me that's quite cheap because of how I use them. So what I do is I pull out the stalk and I begin to take them apart. So if you're careful, you can usually get them to come apart. There we go. And I will use them like that with one of my pearls in the middle. And it saves me punching out flowers. But because you're pulling them apart, you get quite a lot of flowers from each flower. Of course, you can leave them as they are and use them whole if you wish. But I like to pull them apart and use them separately, because then I get to make the flower look however I want it to. There we go, put that one off. And then I put something in the centre. I may even use some of my other flowers and mix them all up. So yeah, that's how I use those. And then at this point, I think they're not, I think they're too glued to be able to pull apart. Yeah, I think they're a bit too glued because they only come off as like 3 petals as well. Oh no, they do come off as more. Yeah, I probably wouldn't use it past this point anyway. They're just not easy to pull apart. But you can pull them apart, or you can just take them off a stalk and stick them down as they are. The stalks come off fairly easy on majority of them, except this one. There we go. Oh, there we are. So you can also just leave them as they are and put them on as well, because they're just paper, so you can squash them down and things. So although I do make my own paper flowers, I do like to buy these as well, because I do like to mess around with them and take them apart. I'll just move them off screen for a minute. The other thing I bought was these frames. They're just little wooden frames. I've got larger wooden frames, but I don't have any smaller ones, and I thought, oh, the smaller ones would be so cute. Yeah, so they can like hang as well. You know, so you can hang them from things, but I would probably just stick them down. I may even put some ribbon in the top and just stick them down, but the ribbon's loose, something like that. But yeah, there's all these different frames here. Most of them I'd keep how they are. Some of them I may put some gold on, like this one I'd probably put gold over the top. I may even paint a few, but I do like using frames, and especially when they're 3D like this, so that's why I got those. They're so cute. I haven't seen the small ones before. I've got large ones. The ones I've got, let me just show you quickly, because I've got a drawer full of them here. So the ones I've got are this sort of size, and these are a lot smaller. So yeah, I saw them and I thought, oh, I've definitely got to pick them up. And they were only £1, so that was really cheap. The other thing they had reduced were these, and they were selling them for 50p. Again, these are flowers I use all the time. So they're just little paper flat flowers with a little pearl in the middle. The pearl doesn't always stick, so sometimes I take off that pearl if it's loose and put, yeah, see, this one was loose, and put my own pearl in the centre. And then, yeah, these are beads, so I keep these in the bead jar, which I'll put that in now. But yeah, and then I put my own little pearl in the centre, a little flat back one. So I've got those, lovely and cheap. I've got them in 2 different colours because they only had 1 of each pack. So I got them with the orange and the purple and the green, and this one's got the mauve, well that's not mauve, is it? Plum sort of colour. So yeah, those are also cute. The next thing I got is quite exciting because I'm going to be doing a video on these if I can ever figure out how to make them. And these are florist pins. Now I want to make something, I've got something in mind where I take one of these florist pins and I turn it into something you put on the front of a journal where it's got sort of flowers and things attached to it. It's here, it's in my mind, I've got to figure it out myself, and then I will do a video with you guys showing you how I did that, and then you can just sort of put the pin in. The pins are sharp, that is something that you do have to put as a warning to people, but they are, however, really super cute. And my idea of using them is to incorporate it with some paper flowers and things, and maybe butterflies and all sorts. So yeah, that will be a good video when I have had a play around and figured those out. Hopefully it won't take too long. Next of all is quite a boring one really. I just picked up some paint, but I just wanted to show you the brand that I get. So these colours I'm running low on because I am painting a picture for my husband. And I don't know who is making all that noise. Sorry, somebody in my house is making a racket. That'd be my husband. It's my husband making a racket. So I'm making my husband a portrait of lions, and yeah, he wanted a lion portrait on the wall. So I got these colours because I was running low on them. So we have cadmium yellow, I can never say that one, sorry. We have yellow ochre, and then we have raw sienna. So yeah, but Winsor & Newton are quite a good make, and they're actually quite cheap when it comes to professional grade acrylics. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for anyone that's looking for professional grade that's actually quite cheap. Winsor & Newton are a really good grade. And then last of all, I've got to be quick because my husband is doing stuff and I've got to find out what he's doing. He's worse than the children, getting in trouble. And last of all, I bought some more stencils. Like I say, stamps and stencils are my weakness. I've got so many of them. But these ones had all leaf. Let me see if I can show you. You get all these stencils just down the bottom here. So I thought they are going to be lovely on the gel plate. This is why I bought them. And these ones are like animal prints. But if you think about when you use them on a gel plate, if you're only using part of it here and there on a gel plate, that's not going to look like animal print. It's just going to look like different textures. So yeah, that is everything I have bought today. I hope you enjoyed my little haul video. I thought I'd just give you a little show of what I've been buying today. And yeah, I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this little short video. Bye for now. Bye.